We just got our hands on the latest expansion for Gale Force 9's Dune. Houses Ecaz and Moritani. Join us as we have a look inside the box. Hello and welcome to The Lucky Roll, an eclectic channel for eclectic games. And today we're going to be unboxing Dune, a game of conquest, diplomacy and betrayal. And it's the Ecaz and Moritani house expansion. So this is an excellent game, which Gale Force 9 had managed to bring back from the brink. And they've done a lovely job of it. The artwork is fantastic. The game stands up as good as always. And they have also been able to release a series of expansions, which I have here is the third of. You also have a celebrating third year's 1 million board games little symbol here from Gale Force 9. So it's good to see that they're doing so well, because I happen to be a big fan of their products. So this expansion adds 2 new houses to the game. You've got House Ecaz, which is ruled by Archduke Armand Ecaz, who is well respected in the Landsraad and keen to strengthen his standing by forging lasting alliances. And House Moritani, led by the ruthless and cunning Viscount Hundro Moritani. The Moritanis do not hesitate to use terror tactics to conquer their enemies, resort to assassination, sneak attacks and sabotage. Now what's interesting here as well is there's new game mechanics that I want to focus in on. So you have homeworlds, which allow you to conduct raids on the homeworlds of other factions and destroy their spice stockpiles. Now that is a very interesting little mechanic that I'm going to be enjoying finding out about. You have Nexus cards, which provide players with incentives and special effects for not joining an alliance. So that shakes the game up a little bit, because the alliance often kind of the alliances often kind of forced enemies together to be the what's the phrase? Not enemies, not friends, but frenemies of the best sort. And you have discovery tokens, which add new elements to the game on sections of the board that are often bypassed and don't see much action. So that also is a very good little thing. So without further ado, let's open this box and see what we have inside. So, opening the box for the very first time, we are greeted with the instruction book. So it's 16 pages long. Of course, it gives you a bit of an overlay of what you get. It still keeps to the classic artwork, which is excellent, because this is a beautiful looking game. You have the components. You've got faction rules for the Moritani, the Ecaz, and you have the variants here as well for the homeworlds, new treachery cards, and the Nexus cards, and of course the discovery tokens. So it's not going to take you long to factor this into the main game, because despite it being 16 pages, it's outlined quite well. We have here the Ecaz cards and the Talaxio, which I remember are the guys with the tanks, and we have new tokens here. So these are the homeworlds, which is very interesting. So we have, I presume, homeworlds for all the factions that have been released so far. So I presume this is Atreides, I presume this is Dune. I wouldn't know enough about the other factions in play to kind of guess at their home planets. That's more than likely Harkonnen. But you have interesting symbols here, and of course these would be the troops. You also have ambassador tokens and new sandworm tokens. So this is quite interesting. Oh, of course we have here on the back the actual home planet. So the Ecaz here, and you have the southern hemisphere, so that belongs to the Fremen. So yeah, that did look like Dune. You have the Caladan, which of course belongs to the Atreides. And oh, of course, these tokens here are the heroes. I didn't cop that. So you have a 2 and a 3 here. The planets we have here are Grumman, which would be the Moritani themselves, and Gidi Prime, the Harkonnen. So yeah, I was right in my guess about the Harkonnen, because that's kind of a miserable looking place. And you have Z with the Yitzians, which is kind of a very technical looking planet. And we have 2 other heroes here with other troops, and you have of course more ambassador tokens. We have the Rishis, and we have the Space and Guild Junction. So the Space and Guild is interesting. It's not really a planet, it's just kind of, I suppose, an elaborate space station, which being the Space and Guild, they're probably spending most of the time working where they are. You also have Seleucia Secundus, the Emperor. So this is the Emperor's planet, and just look how beat up it is. So that's very interesting. And of course we have here the other troops, 2 more ambassador tokens, and some of the heroes for the other characters. We have here the Chaum Charity Tupul planet, which is here, and as you can see, it's good quality cardboard, so it's popping out already. We have the Wallach 9, which is the Bene Gesserit. So this is where the Bene Gesserit live. Very interesting. And we have the Talaxio, which is, of course, the planet where you kind of get all your troops and bits and pieces from. So you have more characters here, and we have here the Kaitan, the Emperor planet, with a nice big ring on it. And we have some terror tokens here with what seems to be kind of a hole, and so of course you're obviously getting terror activity, and depending on what's placed there is the actual effect. So there's 6 terror tokens, and we have all the other little functions. So already there's some nice little shake-ups into this game, and it's nice that they factor in the other expansions. You have here, of course, the Ecaz, so you have the details of the faction here and how to play, advanced game advantages, and you have the Moritani and alliance and advantages and advanced game advantage. So it's good that you can play the basic game with this as well. And we have, of course, the shields for the 2 characters. So here's the Moritani, and we have the Ecaz. So again, nice, simple, everything working right. So of course they haven't changed too many things, because if it works well, leave it be. And we'll have a quick look at some of these cards that are in play. So we have here the Ecaz Alliance card. Your ally may choose to let you benefit from a triggered ambassador's effect. And the Moritani Alliance. Of course, what's nice as well is that the troops are actually significantly different, and you can see that on the shapes and the cards as well. When you lose a battle that had a winner, you may keep 1 treachery card that you played in the battle that you would have been able to keep had you won. So that's interesting, because the treachery cards, especially for the Harkonnen, but treachery cards are very useful. So you have the Bene Gesserit prediction cards, so basically these 2 guys to win. And you have Nexus cards, so Atreides Betrayal, Cunning. Prevent the Atreides battle advantage of seeing 1 element of any battle plan. That's interesting. And Cunning, force your opponent to show you a 2nd element of their battle plan. So that's an interesting kind of Nexus Alliance card. You have the Bene Gesserit, which prevent the Bene Gesserit from using their advice advantage. And Cunning, you may flip any or all groups of your advisors to fighters during your turn in the shipping and movement phase. All forces in the territory must end up in the same type. You have the Chaum, where you can force them to discard a card at random from their hand and gain no spice for it. And Cunning, where you can just discard any treachery card to use any worthless card special effect. Very interesting. You have the Emperor, so force the Emperor to pay for their allies' treachery card. And before formulating your battle plan, you may count 5 of your forces as Sardaukar if you have none in that battle. That's interesting, because the Sardaukar are they're tough hombres. You have the Fremen, where you can prevent them from riding the worm, or if a sandworm appears in the territory with no forces, any forces you have in one desert territory may ride the worm to any territory subject to storm and occupancy rules. You have the Spacing Guild, so gain any 1 payment in full for shipping that would have gone to either the Spacing Guild or the Spice Bank, even your own. This overrides collection from a faction occupying junction, so that's interesting. You can literally you can rob them. And you may make a 2nd shipment immediately after performing your shipment and movement. The 2nd shipment does not get to move unless you play a Hajir. Harkonnen, cancel a revealed Harkonnen traitor. That's interesting. That's a very powerful mechanic. And shuffle the traitor into the traitor deck. Then the Harkonnen player draws a new traitor card during the Mentat phase. And you have Cunning, where draw a traitor card and add it to your hand at any time. Then secretly shuffle any one of your traitor cards back into the traitor deck. So that's also very interesting, because you might get betrayed a 2nd time. The Ixians, you can prevent them from using either their bidding advantage or their technology advantage, but not both. And before formulating your battle plan, you may count all your suboids in all battles this turn as counting full strength without needing to support them with spice. You have the Rishis, where you can force them to discard a Rishis treachery card they were going to buy, or prevent them from receiving payment on the card they sell. And you may use 2 no-field tokens for a single shipment, still counting it as a ship at 1 force. Reveal 1 token immediately to place in front of your shield. The Talaxio, you can cancel a revealed face dancer. It remains revealed until Talaxio have revealed all of their face dancers. And Cunning, set aside all revealed face dancers, secretly draw replacements, and then shuffle the set aside face dancers into the traitor deck. And we have 2 more. Betrayal, remove a terror token from the board, returning it to the Moritani. It is not revealed. Interesting. And Cunning, when you place a terror token, it may be placed in any territory in Arrakis, even one that already has a terror token. And finally, the Ecaz. Anytime before shipping a movement, if Ecaz and their ally both have forces in a territory, force the Ecaz ally to return their forces from one territory that contains both faction forces to their reserves. And Cunning, gain Duke Vidal for this turn, even if he's captured in the tanks or a Gale overriding Moritani. At the end of this turn, set him aside normally. So that's interesting. So we have, of course, the new spice cards, which will, I presume, yes, these are the discovery cards for the spice. So it kind of shakes up the board a little bit, gets you exploring other little pieces. And we have here some new treachery cards. So we have recruits play during revival. All factions double their current free revival rates. The normal revival limit is increased to 7, discard after use. Reinforcements, special, play as part of your battle plan. In place of a weapon or defense, add 2 to your dial number, then spend 3 forces from your reserves to the tanks. Harass and withdraw, play as part of your battle plan in place of a weapon or defense. Your undialed forces return to your reserves. Your leader may still be killed normally, and if your opponent calls traitor, this effect is cancelled. A faced answer called on your leader has no effect on your undialed forces. Do not use when on your homeworld, discard after use. And we have here, of course, the traitor cards. So there's quite a lot of them. And we have, these are, let me just have a quick sconce. These are new cards as well. Yes, my apologies. These are the homeworld cards. So as you can see, these are the different factions. So you've got Trilaxio, Junction Spacing Guild, the Emperor, Rashis, Moritani, the Chiton Emperor, the Z for the Zixians, the Gidi Prime, Southern Hemisphere, Ecaz, Tuple Chaum, Wallach 9, and Caladan Atreides, which of course is the only place I think you would want to live. So this was everything in the new expansion for Dune, Ecaz, and Moritani. A very interesting expansion, and the welcome of new game mechanics is a very welcome sight indeed, along with the whole homeworld aspect, which is nice because it takes the battle off the planet of Arrakis and further afield. As always, if you enjoy these videos, please like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. And until next time, this is Sean from The Lucky Roll. Good luck, God bless, and stay safe.